your epigenome will determine whether you are going to develop the eczema or you are not. There are other things that influence our epigenome. And today we don't really have much time, so I will focus on only microbiome, which is crucial when it comes to eczema. So many times we think eczema starts from the skin, but today we will learn that eczema actually starts from the stomach. It's not a skin issue, it's a stomach issue. It's just that it tends to appear on the skin. So we will look into the microbiome. As all of these that you can see, the second image with the food, the diets, weather, drugs, cigarettes, alternative medicine, social interactions, all leave some markers on our epigenetics. It leaves some markers on our DNA, including the microbiome. So in the case of eczema, we will look into the microbiome. As we are sitting here, or whether you are standing or whatever you're doing, you have about 10 times microorganisms more than your own cells. So let's assume you have 10 cells as a human being, or your cells are only 10. Your microorganism, the good bacteria or the good microbes is 100 cells more than yours. If you are thinking of the genetic material, it is 150 more than the human genome. So we have a lot of microbiome or microorganism living inside us that takes care of us. We need them. Without the microorganism, we cannot survive. We need them. If we look after them, they will look after us. So as we go along, we will learn how to look after them and what happens, why individuals, children develop eczema. These are some of the things that our microbiome or the good bacteria in our gut, these are some of the things that they do for us. They are quite a lot, but I will pick the immune system. It regulates our immune system. The good bacteria in our gut has a very correlation or a friendship with our immune system. In fact, it modulates our immune system. So if I have a bad bacteria sitting in my gut, it is going to have a bad influence on my immune system. So my immune system is not going to work properly. If it is good, it is going to work with my immune system, and then my immune system will work as it should. And in fact, it's not only eczema, it cuts across board. Many people develop certain diseases all because their bacteria in their guts is not what they are supposed to be. There is kind of imbalance in the gut bacteria. For a child, when a child is born, as they are coming out or in their mother's womb, that is when they are introduced into good bacteria. So they inherit it from their parents. Now, when a child is born through the birth canal, this child will have this kind of bacteria, bifidobacterium, bacteriocytes. These two bacteria actually helps to calm down inflammation in the body. So you see, this child might have the 40 gene or that variation, which can lead to eczema. But because they have very good bacteria, that bacteria can take care of the inflammation and it will reduce it. A child born with cesarean section does not have lots of the top one, the bifidobacterium. Actually, they have staphylococcus and C. difficile. These bacteria promote inflammation. They cause damage to the stomach lining. When a child is formula fed, instead of the bifidobacterium, they will have a lot of E. coli and C. difficile. These ones also promote inflammation. And then when they are breastfed, they will have bifidobacterium, abundance of it. Now, a child who have atopic dermatitis, majority of them will also have food sensitivity or food allergy. Those children who have eczema plus food allergy, these are the bacteria that are predominantly living in their guts. E. coli, Candida, Pseudotenulium, and C. difficile, these are the bacteria. And the less ones are Adocites. These ones are supposed to protect us. The B. bravi, they don't have enough. Akkermansia, they don't have enough. So you see, when it comes to dermatitis or eczema, it has something to do with the gut. As you can see from the image here, the gut regulates the skin homeostasis, how the skin should behave. When your skin is injured, it is your gut bacteria that helps your skin to fix itself. If the gut is not doing well, it will cause this homeostasis in the skin. In the end, that person might develop psoriasis, atopic dermatitis, acne. Most of us will think, oh, acne, I've just got my pores are closed up. That is why I have acne. Acne, it can start from the gut. Dysbiosis. So this is a typical, let's see this image, this particular image. Sorry. This image. This is a typical person with eczema. Normally, they will have a leaky gut. Their gut is leaky. And so the bad bacteria that have gone in, whether because they were born through cesarean or because of certain food or whatever they've eaten, it has left them with some bacteria which causes inflammation. These bacteria will cause inflammation in the stomach lining. And the metabolites, the things that they produce, unfortunately, straight away, it goes into the skin. So the skin becomes a reservoir for those metabolites. When it goes there, eventually, your immune system will cross-talk. It will talk to your skin immune system to say, these metabolites are in the bloodstream. It's coming to the skin. Can you deal with it? And then your immune cells on the skin will jump on it, dealing with it, causing inflammation on the skin. And as you scratch it becomes dry, then the child has eczema. But the eczema actually started from the gut. Let's look at a child with an eczema and a normal gut. They normally have, as I said, dysbiosis. So a normal gut, you have this lactobacilli, bifidobacteria. Look at them, very nicely packed over there. Somebody with dysbiosis, the bifidobacteria is just one or two here and there, lactobacilli, one or two here, but you have all the other stuff, Candida, Klebsiella, E. coli is there, Streptococcus is there. All of these that can cause irritation to the gut, sending some molecules onto the skin, causing inflammation on the skin. Atopic dermatitis and gut microbiota. C. difficile, one of the bacteria that is very prominent in children who suffer from atopic dermatitis or eczema and food sensitivity or allergies. This particular microbe produces this protein, C. serosol and phenol. They enter into the bloodstream, they accumulate on the skin, and then the skin begins to lose moisture. This impairs the skin barrier, affecting the epidermal differentiation. And so eventually your immune system has to start, and it causes that irritation. Let's look at the treatment of eczema. Currently, if your child develops eczema, you come to the GP, we will give you hydrocortisone. Then we will advise you, don't apply it more than 7 days. When it flares up, morning and evening, and then use some emollients. And most of the emollients, as you can see here, petroleum jelly, mineral oil. It's, again, mineral oil is from petroleum, by the way. It's petroleum-based. Lanolin, you get it from, it's an oil from the wool of a sheep. That is the lanolin. Or liquid paraffin, again, from the petroleum. Let's analyze something here. This child already, or this person with eczema, their skin is already compromised. And so they are very, very sensitive. These petroleum-based products, they are not natural. And so when it touches the skin, it can cause inflammation on the skin as it penetrates through, if only it penetrates through into where the immune systems are housing. Another advice is to use humectants, something that will keep the moisture in the skin. These are some of the products: urea, glycerin, hyaluronic acid, and alpha hydroxyl acids. This really helps because it keeps the moisture in the skin. Then, if these are not helping, then your GP might advise, we would normally refer. So you go and see a specialist, a dermatologist, and you are prescribed these immunosuppressant creams, tacrolimus ointments. This suppresses the immune system. So imagine, because of eczema, if I suppress my immune system, any cold, anything that is passing by, I can easily catch it as well. So suppressing the immune system, that is not a good option. If these ointments are not helping, then we go to the oral, prednisolone, or sometimes even methotrexate comes in. Again, suppressing the immune system, because for eczema, something has gone wrong and your immune system has become very wild. That is what is causing the itchiness and the dryness. And so in the mindset of conventional medicine, it's about suppressing the immune system so that the itchiness and the redness will go down, forgetting that we need the immune system for other stuff. Then we had also advised manage flares up, as I mentioned earlier on. Use hydrocortisone or steroids. We also advise to take daily skincare routine, pay particular attention to that. Phototherapy, spend some time in the sun, that will also help. Lifestyle modification, then we advise on diets, and then stress management, because all these things influence the epigenetics or the epigenome. They know that. Right. So how do I protect my stomach or my child's stomach if he or she is suffering from eczema? There are certain things that you can do. Those that you cannot do, leave it to God. The ones you can do, focus on it. Diet plays a major role. If it is a variation of a gene, you can't do anything. You've already passed it on. You can't change it. Antibiotics will cause dysbiosis. When I was studying, we were told if you give one course of antibiotics, 5 days or 7 days, the amount of bacteria, the good bacteria that it wipes away, it will take 4 years to replenish it if you don't do anything, if you don't take any probiotic or anything. And so let us be mindful when we are using antibiotics. And when you use antibiotics, remember to take probiotic to replenish what the good ones that you have destroyed. Stress, drugs, xenobiotics, these are some products, something like that you don't find in the body. Let's take chemicals. You might find it in the body, but we don't actually produce them. herbicide, insecticide. These are some of the things that are called xenobiotics. I've mentioned about epigenetics. The things that I do can leave some marks on my genes that I will pass on to my kids. And the children, what they are eating, what they are doing, the food they are eating can also leave some marks. Pollution, infection, and viral overload. All of these can have a negative effect on the microbiome. Probiotic is very good. This is a child, this research, I picked these images from a research paper. A child who was suffering from eczema. The previous image that I showed was when the stomach was irritated. Now they gave probiotic, which helps to fix the issue. The probiotic dealt with the microbes that was causing the inflammation in the gut and then sending the metabolites on the skin. The gut is fixed and the skin, the inflammation completely reduced. And so the gut has a major role when it comes to dealing with eczema, especially atopic eczema. What about the alternatives? What can I do? I don't want to go for steroids, or I've used the steroids. I'm tired of it. I want to do something else. What can I do? First, use natural moisturizer. The skin is dry. You want to hold on the skin to hold on to moisture. Use natural moisturizer, which is very calm as well. Use natural gentle soaps, not a soap that will dry the skin. Remove any triggers. Most of the time, you will realize that children who suffer from atopic eczema, they cannot tolerate gluten, dairy products, barley, oats, and things like that. And so remove the triggers. Sometimes you might have to remove everything, especially gluten and dairy, for some weeks, and then start introducing them. Then you will realize, you will see which one is actually putting the fuel on the fire. Make good use of antioxidants, because when someone has eczema, it tells us that there's a lot of inflammation in the body. So they will need to have antioxidants to calm the free radicals that the inflammatory process is producing. Enhance digestion. Many people, our digestive system is very sluggish. We are always bloated, and when we eat, the burping and all of that. Enhance digestion. And then this is what you can do. But to the root cause, to actually eradicate the root cause or to fix it, find a wellness practitioner, somebody who understands the dealing with the connection between the gut and then the skin, and how to deal with it to be able to fix the gut, thereby fixing the skin and eradicating the eczema. Normally, what they might do is to recommend you to have microbiome stool analysis. So a sample of the stool will be taken to the lab and they will analyze it to see which microorganism you have most. Is it a good one? Is it a bad one? Is there any dysbiosis going on? If there is, how do we go about it? Depending on the laboratory that you will use. Some of them, like the one I use, they will advise you this particular bacteria which has overgrown. This is what you can use, this particular herb or this particular probiotic that you can use to suppress them. So they will give those advice. You make good use of probiotics whenever you use antibiotics, especially those that contain bifidobacterium and lactobacillus. Make good use of them. Support your immune system. Eat things that support the immune system. So if the microbes are fixed and you are also supporting your immune system, they will work with you. They will support you. Use good multivitamin, multiminerals that contain vitamin D, B complex, vitamin C, vitamin E, zinc, and selenium. Especially these minerals, zinc and selenium, they play a major role on the skin and then the immune system. So let us make good use of all of those things. So when you see a good practitioner, they will recommend and advise you with the necessary test that is needed and what you can take to restore the skin issue from inside out, whilst you yourself trying to calm the situation using good moisturizer to fix it. These are some of the herbs that you can use. Some of these ones, you can use it as a herbal teas. It interacts with your journal, and it also helps to soothe eczema. Something like dandelion roots, plantain, powder, burdock, strawberry leaves, golden seal, licorice roots. All of these herbs, they are very good. You can take them as a herbal tea. There are some which you can also use as a cream, which is very, very, very good for the skin. Moving on, we have this particular cream and a soap called Revive Hydrate Cream. It is made up of several plant-based extracts: calendula, soapwort, and chamomile. If you search online or good research papers, you will find out that soapwort, calendula, and chamomile, they have an important role to play in soothing and healing eczema-prone skins. It is also has antimicrobial properties and also calms inflammation on the skin. So if you are looking for a cream, a moisturizer, if you suffer from eczema or skin sensitivity or dryness, you can rest assured that this cream will really help you. And then we have a soap that will not strip you. But as I mentioned, calendula, very good to heal eczema skin condition. It's not about the gut. We are talking about when the flare-ups has come. This one has charcoal and then calendula in it as well to help. There are so many ingredients. In fact, this particular cream, it was made with individuals with dry skin, eczema, and psoriasis on the mind. It has all of these ingredients: calendula flower, chamomile hydrolytes, nettle leaf, soapwort, plantain extract, and fennel. These are herbal extracts just for eczema-prone skins. Moisturizing butters, you have mango butter, cocoa butter, and then powerful oils. That also helps to calm the skin and provide nutrients for the skin. Because eczema, people who suffer from skin condition, dry skin, their skin is a very sensitive. The preservative that we use in is preservative eco. Very mild, very mild. You will hardly react to this kind of preservative, and it is natural as well. These are further ingredients. I will talk about the essential oils: geranium and petitgrain. These are your McQuell when it comes to eczema, essential oils that help eczema. And all the other ingredients, hyaluronic acid, glycerin, they are there to hold the moisture in it. So if you are struggling with eczema, whilst you are looking into dealing with it from the gut, what you need to put on the skin, you can find it here as well. Bringing it to an end, if you have any other issues, you know me, I'm based in Newport College, operating wellness clinic. Any issue that you have that you want us to discuss, you can go to my website, www.revity.clinic, and you can book an appointment, either free discovery call or you can straight away book an appointment and then we can discuss about it. These are the programs that we run. And I'm also affiliated with 3 different laboratories. And so we have over 600 different types of tests at our disposal. If it is necessary to have any test done, we can do that privately for you. Right, this brings us to the end of our presentation today. Any questions? Please, the floor is open. This is my number underneath. If you want to send any, if you want to call us, call me on this number, 0203-822-0219, 0203-822-0219, and info@revity.clinic. That is our email address. Thank you for listening, and the floor is open for questions.
I just want to say thank you for this information. It's very informative. Thank you.
Thank you. You are welcome. Any more question or contribution? Yes, Vida.
Thank you very much, Eunice, for such a very detailed and informative presentation that you've done. God bless you. I just wanted to ask a question on the risk of developing these skin problems. And the risk, some of it, you mentioned a child born by cesarean, which sometimes you don't have control over it, how you want your child to be born. I know some people choose to have it, but sometimes situation arises and you don't have any control over it. If your child, by any chance, born by cesarean, what advice do you give so that the child will grow healthy and prevent the risk of developing skin conditions?
Right. Thank you very much. This is very, very important question. Thank you very much. Right. So, yes, if a child for some reason been born through cesarean, what you can do is that don't joke with breastfeeding. Breastfeed, breastfeed, breastfeed. Apart from the breastfeeding, when a child is about, let's say, a year old or so, introduce some kind of probiotic. Introduce some kind of probiotic. You know, because normally these children, they eat yogurts and things like that. Look for a very good probiotic and then mix it with their food. Every now and then, what you are doing is replenish what they did not have. What they should have had when they are coming through the birth canal, and because of issues, they couldn't have it, do that. I myself, I have 2 cesarean kids. My first one, cesarean, he had a bit of eczema, but it wasn't that serious. But my second one, it was terrible, terrible. But eventually, we had to, when all the steroids and everything, it's like we've run out of all options. That is when I sat down to look for alternative. And that is when that cream that I showed, that cream came into being. And then also, we remove most of the foods that we know can cause issues. And then right now, she's fine. She's fine. I hope that answers your question. Right, Mona.
Casein protein.
If you are in fact, casein protein, we are not supposed to eat anything casein.
But we not, but we do.
That casein protein, especially if it is from animal casein is meant for animals.
Yeah.
Many of us, we don't have the enzyme to break down the casein. And so we suffer from allergy. Many people will have allergy towards the casein. Many children will have eczema, not because of maybe genetic predisposition or anything, but just the casein getting into their bloodstream, it will trigger eczema. And so casein, personally, as I said, my own daughter, I remove dairy and everything. And that is when we saw improvement. So I recognized that the casein protein wasn't doing her anything good.
Of course, but I want to come back to the probiotic. That lactobacillus, where is the lactobacillus coming from? Is it made naturally in the gut, or is that a foreign thing?
It is in the gut.
And it's made there naturally.
It's made there naturally in the gut.
Okay. So when you have a probiotic with that substance in it, it's okay.
So if you have a probiotic, normally what happens is that they have grown it or they have cultured those bacteria and then packaged them just as we used to have in the labs. I remember when I was in the lab as a student in the lab, we will have the E. coli and all of that. Then from stuff and then we will grow them. So it's the same thing. They take them, culture them, and then package them for us to buy.
Yeah, I am not medically trained or anything. I'm concerned about the word lactose. Yeah, and that's my
It's
issue.
just the name. It's just the name.
It's just the name.
Yes.
Okay. What about lactate? Is that to do with because my daughter has what you call it, a lactose intolerance, and then when she was at the hospital, they're giving her sodium lactate. As soon as I saw the word lact, I got concerned.
Okay, so lactase is an enzyme.
I have 2 children that they have the eczema, and I know that I bought some soap and it really helped a lot. I want to ask about the cream. I think it's a long time that I've got it, so I want to ask how much is the cream, and then I think the tea also.
Okay. Yep. So with regard to the cream today, what we are doing is that you can have 15% off if you buy it. But we are doing it for only 48 hours. For today to, I think by Tuesday, that offer will go. Currently, the price is £46.95. £46.95, and you have 15% off. If you decide to sign up for our newsletter, then you can have extra 10% off as well. So together it will be 25% off.
Okay.
So today we learned about the relationship between our skin, our gut, our epigenome, and then our genes as well. That sometimes certain conditions or we develop not because we have done something, it might be because our genes predisposes us to that condition. If we put ourselves under certain situation, like if I've inherited that variant of a gene which code for defective protein that is not conducive for my skin, eventually, if my eating habit is not well, my bacteria in my guts, they are not also the correct form, it can also lead me to have eczema. Once I have developed the eczema, there are things that I need to take care of. I need to have some, where is the eczema coming from? Normally, as I mentioned, it's coming from the gut. So let's start from the gut. And we use good natural soaps and natural creams for our skin if we have eczema, whilst we are looking into the underlying cause as well. Thank you for joining, and we will meet in 2 weeks' time. I will let you know the topic. It might be psoriasis or acne next time.
Thank you. Very helpful.